Welcome back to Blog Access 101. I'm your host, Young Abashi. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify by searching Blog Access 101. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Here today, my co-host, Bobby. What up, Bobby?
What up? What up, Rob? Man, this is crazy. This is start off the Sunday real crazy, okay? We're gonna
Facts.
start off with this Jrue trade.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. I was praying it wouldn't happen. I thought Daryl Morey might do something and get him back into Philly because I don't think we never should have got rid of him, even though he was injury prone. But yeah, to go to for him to go to our rival, the Boston Celtics, they already got Porzingis over there, and they got their two stars in Jaylen Brown and the great Jason Tatum. Now you get him a defending guard that can lock up the top backcourt guards in the East. Obviously, now you got Dame Lillard over there with Milwaukee. So now Jrue Holiday gonna take that shit personal to guard him himself. I feel like, and it looks like that's probably gonna be the Eastern Conference Finals matchup because my Sixers
Yep.
aren't doing anything. So.
Honestly, tell you, I thought Drew was gonna get traded to Golden State. If
I
Portland was committed to this rebuild, they would have tried to say, "Hey, we want Chris Paul," and try to commit to the rebuild with them young guys. But Chris Paul, but then they got Aiden, so I don't think that Chris Paul and Aiden matchup. I don't think it would have worked out the way it was. So I see where that went down, but I think it was a good trade across the board. I know, yes, you lose Robert Williams, one of your young guys, in the post. But they small ball lineup, they literally are running a 5-out offense at that point because you're gonna have Derek White, Jrue, JB, Tatum at the 4, and then you also have Porzingis at the 5 if that's how it look, or maybe they'll play Horford, or maybe remember Gallinari comes back. They
Oh,
bench is loaded too.
yes, it's not looking good for Philly right now. We got the best thing we did this summer off season was get Kyle Oubre, which I think is a good steal for us to come up. Hopefully,
Who?
come off the bench. I said
Who?
Kyle Kelly Oubre.
Who? Again,
Oh,
who?
come on, man.
My man only puts up buckets on losing efforts, man. Hey, y'all talk about Kelly Oubre. All respect to him. No, he's a good player, but it's just something about I feel like his stats, no offense, they're empty stats because he's always on bad teams and he's putting up 20 a game, you know?
Yeah, but I mean he's probably gonna be on a good team, and I want to see him come off the bench for us to give us that spark off the bench that we desperately need because that is one of our main kryptonites is our bench depth. So hopefully James
What are you
Harden.
talking about? You got Pat.
Oh my gosh, like I
Hey,
said,
hey, hey.
bench
Y'all got
depth is
Pat.
crazy.
Oh no, I'm joking around. I'm joking around. But yeah, you're right. Y'all bench depth does need some work. The Sixers bench depth definitely needs some work. It's hard to kind of like it's just hard because you're so top heavy with Embiid. So minutes are kind of like strenuous because you want to play Embiid as much as possible, but also you don't want to overplay Embiid because he's one injury away from like, okay, he gonna have to sit out some games.
Yeah,
And it always seems like he gets hurt at the worst time.
yeah, and Paul Reed better step up and give my man some breathing room. We got Mo Bamba out there, baby. We need high school Mo Bamba to come back in live effect, not this new age of Mo Bamba.
All
Uh,
right, we're gonna. No offense to Obama. I got that he went to Texas and everything, but I, I think Mo Bamba is more in on the popularity of just being in the league. He's not one of those players where I could see where he's an integral piece towards winning.
no,
You
that's right.
know,
Yeah,
like
we
I'm
just
just
need him to
being
take up
honest.
some minutes from Embiid so Embiid get some breathing room and not have to play all the minutes in the regular season.
Like I feel like for his hype, he's a 7-footer that can shoot, play defense, and do everything. But I just feel like there's more to him than he realizes, but it takes a certain coach to unlock that. Maybe Nick Nurse can unlock that to where he can become that backup star, but I just feel like right now he's not an integral piece towards winning at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just brought him in for the depth because we thought Montrezl Harrell was gonna do something for us, and he did absolutely nothing for us last year. Uh,
See, that's you also got to understand too with Trez,
mhm.
that's not his fault. I really think that's a Daryl Morey call because if you know back in Houston, he didn't play Trez as much either. And and we had, and I know James in that pick and roll with Trez was actually really, really good, but then they stopped playing him. But Trez can play. It's just that it takes the right opportunity and right coaches. Like, here's the thing: some of these coaches,
Don't know what they do.
like, they really don't. It's only a select few in the league that actually know what they're doing. And I'll name them off one hand. You got Spoelstra,
Yeah.
Pop, you got Ime, you have Steve Kerr. He's hit or miss sometimes. I just don't think he knows how to deal with young boys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then you got, I really like the guy out in Memphis. I really like the Memphis coach. I like how he sets up. Quinn Snyder, hit or miss sometimes. But yeah, like some of these coaches don't know what they're doing.
Oh, that's
They
definitely
just
they just out there just passing time. Especially remember Frank Vogel. I don't know, everybody think he's a good coach because he got that ring. I'm like, bro, that was Brian that won in that ring. That wasn't no Frank Vogel, man. I'm like, he
let's
was
be
terrible in
honest.
Orlando. Indiana, he was okay.
Let's be honest. He is a great defensive minded coach. But for everybody that think that Book, Bill, and KD are gonna be some defensive juggernauts, that's crazy. Okay?
Yeah, that should be ridiculous, man.
Like, that's crazy. Now, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be bad, like the team gonna be bad. They are gonna be in the top, I'm gonna say 4 or 5. I really got them as a 4 or 5 seed in the West.
Yeah,
Because
I would throw Monty Williams in there too, even though
yeah, Monty. Yeah.
he threw that he messed up in that finals. But other than that, he's normally a good coach.
Usually, here's the one thing about coaching. Coaching, you some what the coaches we name, you got to play to the strength of the players. And a lot of coaches don't do that because they have a system that they put in and they
Mhm.
want the players to conform to the system. But if you want the best out of them players, like as a coach, you got to be willing to change a little bit to where you put them in the right places in the right situations. Okay. Like,
A
as
lot of
some of the
coaches.
greatest coaches have been proven, like, hey, this player might not be good at defense, but I'm gonna put him. He gonna come off the bench and just light it up for us in certain situations, and it's gonna help lighter give motivation to the team. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, some of these, but yeah, sometimes these coaches be stuck in their way. That's why these coaches be getting shuffled in, shuffled out, man. Because sometimes like Mike D'Antoni always wanted everybody to be a 3-point shooter. Remember he almost got Melo kicked out the league for that bullshit. Talking about, well, he keep taking these deep twos. Well, he did that shit his entire career, bro.
I'll
Like,
be honest. I feel like, and I feel like, um, as a coach, you should understand that every spot on the floor is valuable.
mm-hmm.
Getting a bucket is getting a bucket.
Yeah, talking about he need a
Like,
2-point step back.
every spot. Now, I will say this though, like, with Mike D'Antoni though, he did transition the game into what it is today. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just that he has to make adjustments. That's all it is. It's just making adjustments. You have to learn how to make adjustments because, like, one thing is once you see something's not working, those threes aren't going down. You got to tell your players, like, hey, we need to go in and get a little bit closer. Like, we just need to see the ball get into the net. That's it. That's really what you tell players. But let's get to this Dame trade too. This is technically the new generation. All that James and Embiid is Shaq and Kobe. No, this is Shaq and Kobe. This is Shaq and Kobe. This is the closest thing we'll get to Shaq and Kobe. I don't
Yeah,
care what anybody says. That everybody talking about, oh, James and Embiid down in the paint. Oh, they're the new Shaq and Kobe. No, nowhere close. This is new Shaq and Kobe because let me say this: you got somebody as dominant as Giannis down in the paint. Yeah, Giannis don't even have to take a jump shot. Teams got to pick their poison. They're gonna like, hey, we're gonna let Dame shoot, or we're gonna let Giannis dominate in the paint. And what's even worse, Chris Middleton's gonna get the easiest shots of he ever had in his career. He going I got Chris Middleton being one of those guys being the high top 5 in corner 3 points this year. He gonna be in the corner just chilling.
bro. But the only thing I was thinking about that trade with the Dame one is I think they should have got rid of Middleton before they got rid of Jrue. Because the reason why I was saying that, because now you don't got a wing defender. I mean, Middleton's an okay defender, but we seen how he goes MIA sometime in playoff atmospheres. Um, and I know that was Giannis' boy, but I wanted to be like, Giannis, you really trying to win another ring? He was the weakest link. Not Giannis. I'm talking about Chris Middleton was the weakest link.
I see where you're getting at. And the thing about Middleton is injuries.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. It is mostly injuries because like when you have injuries like he did and then he coming back to play in the playoffs, you're really not in rhythm yet. So for Middleton, it's like he gonna be in rhythm. He gonna be the primary ball handler because Dame is not really like that type of ball he handling. Like they can almost use Dame like they use Steph in Golden State. Be like, hey Dame, we're gonna have you come off, run through screens, do everything you can, and then in the fourth quarter, we're gonna let you handle the ball and take over. You know,
yeah.
we're gonna let you shoot them threes deep. But I know that Dame trade, but let's talk about Portland. Portland is looking pretty good. Portland, Portland looking pretty good. How they setting up this whole rebuild. It might not even look like a rebuild. They might be a play-in team, depending on what goes on and how Chauncey do it. But at the end of the day, this rebuild is going really well, and they fast tracked it. It's not no slow pace. It's a little bit fast tracked with the assets they have. Like your starting lineup is Anthony Simons, Scoot. You got Shaden Sharp.
Hmm.
You have DeAndre Ayton.
They got a nice little squad now. They were talking about doing a rebuild, but I'm like, they might not need to do a rebuild at this point. But you got
You got
Brogdon.
yeah,
You got, what's the young kid they drafted? Scoot Henderson, right?
yeah, Scoot.
So you got Scoot there. You still got Anthony. Uh, you got Aiden running. You running five.
Got Robert Williams. You got Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. Oh, Grant probably still there. I see why you said Rob Williams come off the bench because I was gonna think you put him there, but yeah, you definitely got to start Grant at that four.
Yeah, but
Um,
Grant. But here's the thing with Grant, Robert Williams, and Brogdon. I don't think they done. They gonna trade those assets. They're
yeah. Oh
gonna
yeah.
trade
Oh
those
yeah. Yeah.
assets.
Like you said, we were talking about earlier, like Grant probably get traded free agent. I mean, not free agent, trade deadline. I can see that happening, especially if they're not really producing the way they want. The team's gonna be out there like, so what y'all willing? What y'all want for Graham? See what he like. Some of these playoff teams. Hopefully, Daryl Morey finally gets some common sense and try to go after somebody.
Hey, for real, I'm trying to get draft compensation for that 2025 draft because if
Yeah.
y'all know anything, that boy Cooper Flag
Yeah. Dog.
and Bryce might be there. Shoo, sheesh. That 2025 looking like some stars.
Yeah. Damn,
So
ain't
I'm
no
trying
Kevin
to get
Knox over there now.
wait, who?
Kevin Knox over there. He said,
Who?
Chill.
Kevin Knox, not 8 overall from the Knicks. Kevin Knox.
Yeah, Kevin Knox over there. So he gonna try
All
to.
due respect to Kevin Knox, I want to see what you do because I feel like you probably didn't get the right chance in New York because of Thibodeau. Because if you don't practice great, Thibodeau's not playing you. Atlanta, I can't really say nothing.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
then like I
speaking of Thibodeau, my fault. But speaking of Thibodeau, man, he another coach that be stuck on his systems, man. Over there, I don't know why they don't play Evan Fournier, and I don't know why Daryl Morey didn't try to get Evan Fournier over to Philly because we need another shooter.
yeah, y'all need some shooters. Thibodeau, he is the opposite of D'Antoni. He is the defensive D'Antoni. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I watch anime. If D'Antoni and Thibodeau did the fusion dance, they would be the greatest coach of all time. I call it like that. They just combine or something. They'd be the greatest coaches of all time. Because you have the best offense and the best defensive coach dominating. Can you imagine that type of defense with that type of offense?
Crazy work.
What? That's an easy day for any team. Can you imagine if Steph had that type of offense ability? It'd be like, oh yeah, you can shoot that thing and then play defense like that.
Shit. He would actually be the best, greatest point guard all the time. But that's still
Fact.
go to Magic. You saw what
Yeah.
Magic said.
Oh,
He said he
Magic was
got
not
five
having that. He
rings.
was like, hey, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I know he current, but you forgot about your boy that he all that stuff. You forgot all that.
Right. The winning season, John. I like that, John. You watching it? Or even worse.
Yes, I watched it and it's ended. I'm sorry, HBO canceled it after season 2.
Yo, that's crazy. Cause I'm gonna see. Yeah, somebody else told me that. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. They
Bro,
did that.
I watched the whole season. It was so good but then when they revealed everything, I was like, bro, so they canceled, and then everybody is texting me right now about the Jrue trade, but it is I'm mad they canceled that. I like that show. I actually really like winning time.
Yeah, man, it's a cool game.
It's okay. I feel like some network gonna bring it back. They're gonna take it and we're gonna be good. But I feel like, we're gonna have to talk about some more stuff because it's football Sunday, man. We gotta talk about some real stuff.
Yeah, man. Talk about Jonathan saga, Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis Colts saga, trade saga still continues. They saying they're not nowhere close to a deal. Colts saying he at least a second round pick, and I'm just like, all right, y'all just gonna keep. At this point, I think they're just trying to like they don't care. They're like we still in rebuild mode anyway. So if we don't play him, I mean we got a better chance of getting somebody better in the draft next year or something. But obviously the league now don't really care about running backs. I don't see Tim getting too many second rounder. I might say a third rounder potentially, maybe fourth, but second round, I'm not seeing it because we saw the value that the league thinks of running backs now. Like shit, Todd Gurley was balling now. He's not even in the league. Um, a lot of these players, you saw how long it took to sign Saquon, rightfully so, though, because he's injury prone. As you can see now, he's injured again. So they were smart for making the move. But now, you lose a top running back, you can go find another one for in a draft. It might take a couple years for them to like start seeing significant like
Playing time, but
like significant like seeing some value from him. But it's like running back's not really valuable in the league like that no more. Outside of
so
Derrick Henry, I would say.
so I'll be honest with the whole with the running back stuff. Everybody running back by committee one.
Mm-hmm.
And to Jonathan Taylor, I ain't gonna lie, I need you to sit out more. I got Zay Moss on fantasy, so like keep sitting out. I'm cool with that. And 3, hey, trade him to the Eagles so we can get this Taylor Swift connection going.
Please
If you
don't.
know what I'm
Please don't.
saying.
Please don't do
Taylor
that.
Swift backfield going. Trade him to the Eagles. Please get this Taylor Swift connection going. My boy Jalen Hurts will be
Yeah.
feasting.
That
He
don't
get a Super
ever
Bowl
need
off
to
that.
happen.
But to like you're right. The league don't care about running backs as what they should because like these coaches like, hey, I can have 3 good running backs and they can do just as much as work. I don't need an every down back. The days of AP are gone because AP was the last of that.
AP Jamal Lewis era.
All that's gone. Like people are like, hey, we can run running back and I get it for the running backs because you want to get paid and all that. So my proposal to the league is this: like the league should pay the running backs when you draft them. You should probably pay them more, if you know what I'm saying, because their value is better when early on than later in their career.
Yeah, because I
Like
mean, like the only you saw the McCaffrey trade, they traded second, third, fourth, but John Lynch is a dumbass, so that's why that happened. Like not none of these GMs that have any common sense, and also John Lynch is chasing after a ring, and you can't never be mad at GM that's doing that because there's some GMs that sit in their ass, a la Jerry Jones, that you know don't make the moves. Now, obviously, we went and got Stephen Gilmore, obviously, of course, but I feel like after that Trayvon Diggs injury, um, they should have been actively, maybe they are actively on the market looking for another cornerback. JC Jackson's out there. I think we can probably get him from next to nothing because he's not really doing what he's supposed to do after he signed that big contract with the Chargers. We definitely need
I ain't
some on
gonna.
that side because
Y'all need to go ahead and try to ask the Broncos for Pat Surtain or something.
I know that ain't happening because he's out there doing some crazy things. But
Y'all need to ask for Pat Surtain Jr. Y'all need. I'm sorry,
yeah,
but
he a dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. He is definitely a dog.
JC JC good, but it's proven that don't besides Stephon, these corners out this Patriot system are not that good.
That is true.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, JC gonna end up back in New England.
I would love to see
He
it.
gonna have a good season. He gonna end up back in New England.
Yeah, because at this point, this is the team. Obviously, we go as far as Dakota goes, and that's probably not going to be too far. But this is definitely put up a shut up year for Dak, and right now it's looking like he's shutting up a lot because
Well, I
that
mean,
that red zone interception last week was downright pitiful.
you look, I'm not going to get. Don't get me wrong. I am an Eagles fan, and of course, seeing Cowboys fans and the Cowboys nation just like wither down and just be in a state of panic. It's always classical for me. Like I love it. It's funny. It's funny to me. I laugh at it every day. Okay, but with all due respect to Dak, he got some time, but it's kind of hard because like I sometimes feel like Dak doesn't have a say in the creative process. Like for a QB, like in the changes and stuff, you know?
Mhm.
I feel like he don't have a say in like if he sees something in the line, he got to run the play that he is told, you know? He don't get a chance to audible out sometimes. And I
Mhm.
think that's what hurts Dak. Because I think Dak's smart enough to audible out and make a a simple change what he sees because he on the field.
Mhm.
But I also think some of his coaches like, no, we're calling this play. This is the play we call, and this is what we're doing.
You saw Chase Claypool on the block. He trying to get out of Chicago. I'm like, oh boy.
What has Chase Claypool had that one good year, and then hasn't done nothing since.
Yeah, that
It's always an excuse with
Steelers.
that guy. I don't even want to talk about Chase Claypool. All right, we ain't gonna talk about this guy, all right? Because to me, players like that, like they say they good, but they blame it on the system. But sometimes, dog, a lot of players be like, dog, you don't let the system. Sometimes you can't let the system make you.
Mhm.
Like you gotta make the system.
Yeah.
Like you gotta understand and do what you gotta do. Instead of you complaining and stuff, it just makes you look bad. And then coaches be like, all right, then we gonna target you less. Like people are petty in nature.
Yeah, because he
Like
be
let's
acting like he's
talk
one
about
of them top wide receivers, and he ain't got the juice like that. Damn, how the hell Beyond Bajan wasn't doing nothing? This man ended 105 rushing yards. That's crazy.
Bijan he that one. He that every okay, you know what? He's the new every down back.
Yeah,
New every down back.
and Travis Etan, or however you say his last name,
ETN.
yeah, man got 55 yards from me. What are you doing?
Travis Etienne had a bad day.
Yeah, but you had on 20 carries. I'm glad they didn't really got no other really. Well, they got the boy Tank Bigsby, but he ain't really doing this. So I'm kind of glad like they ain't got no other running back just like out there pushing him because I mean they might start cutting his carries. 'Cause I'm like, bro, you're not really
Well, the
bringing
thing
nothing
is they're
to it.
not cutting his passing though, because he's still so like he got 55 yards and caught all three of his targets for 70 yards. So, in fantasy, that's good if he catching his targets.
Oh yeah,
But
he got 17 yards. I'm like, bro, he got what he got me 10 points. That's
yeah,
crazy.
10 points. Sometimes 10 points. Here's where I look at fantasy. As long as it's not single digits,
That is
I
true.
think 10 points. 10
That is
points go a long way. I don't care what anybody say. I'll take a 10 pointer. And I'll be looking like, man, he got me 10. I ain't tripping. Now, when you give me that single digit, I'll be like, hey, yo, hey, you did all this for a single digit? Because some people get single digits and you be looking at they stats like, yo, you did all that and you couldn't give me. They be having like high targets and still get single digits.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the one that would piss you off. But let's talk. Aaron Jones got me 2 points on Thursday night. I don't know what I
Ooh,
started
wee.
to. But
Let's
my
talk about those lines, all right? Don't get me wrong. Gibbs got me 9, and I got Laporta in 2 leagues.
oh
I
boy.
ain't tripping. He got me a solid 9. It's a solid 9 from a tight end. I'm not tripping, especially who I'm playing against.
Mhm.
I'm not tripping off that 9. But David Montgomery, hey,
Four.
Lions got to chill and give Gibbs the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what they deal is with that, but I'm like, wait, he running because I'm glad I benched Gibbs in this other league I'm in, and I put Connor there, and I put my man Puka out
Oh, you
there in
put
that
wait, wait,
flex.
wait, wait. You put Connor against the Niners? God bless your soul.
Bro, I know you'll
God,
get more than 7 points.
God bless your soul
Bro,
against
but the
that
crazy thing
Niners.
in this league, I got Kyron Williams and that's John. I got Ramondre, I don't know how to say anything, Ramondre Stevenson, but I don't think he because they were talking about Zeke about to get all them carries.
Man,
I'm
Zeke
like,
about to get goal line carries. He gonna get all the point. I'm telling you, Zeke's about to get goal line carries on them boys. He
bro,
gonna
because
get
the only thing is though, but I mean, because I thought the same thing about Connor last week because I didn't start him because he's playing our defense and he went the hell off on us.
yeah. I think playing the 49ers is a different breed than against y'all defense. You
That
know
is
what I'm
true.
saying?
That is true. But
I think
I'm stuck on like I'm thinking of Kyron Williams, but I don't know.
and they're playing Indiana.
Yeah, they're playing the Colts. Yep.
I take my chance with Kyrie Williams, but the only thing is the Rams offense is so passing centric. So running the ball is like having a Rams running back really does suck for you.
Yeah. And then I got Ayoko on the bench. I got Michael. Bro, this team is loaded. And I don't know how we're
Hey,
over
I
to
will start.
the
I'm starting on you because I think Debo's still banged up and he might sit out this week.
bro. Only reason why you start IU because I got Tank Dell out there, and you saw what he did last week, went crazy. And
I
then my
wouldn't
other
play
wide
Tank.
receiver
I,
is
I
Puka.
don't know if I would play Tank Dell this week. They play in Pittsburgh. Eh.
I feel like he's still gonna go off regardless.
Let me tell you something. Pittsburgh's rushing.
Oh yeah. Oh, what this?
CJ Stroud. This might be the game you might see Stroud. Like, don't get me wrong, Stroud is good, but they ain't got no O lineman still to protect this man. He gonna be running for his life.
Hey man, he might surprise him, get that dog in it,
Hey,
man.
hey, if he do, I'm all for it because I'm all for the city. I'm not a Texans fan, but I'm all for the city doing well in that aspect. I'm always well for any of the sports teams in Houston to do well. That is key because like I think that helps the city and it brings joy to the city and takes away from some of the craziness that's going around the city. And don't get me wrong, you live in Philly, so I already know how Philly is.
Facts.
Philly is crazy enough in itself. Where I got to go up there every time I go to Philly, white t-shirt, some gym shorts, and some forces. Because if I look like an out of towner, wow, they gonna be like, "Oh, it's jacking season for you."
Right.
We're gonna take your stuff, especially where my cousins live, not where Aunt Betty live, but where everybody else live.
Oh
I'm
yes.
like,
Yeah, I bet area, chill.
yeah,
Nice area, relax. But yeah, other you go down to like north,
yeah,
west a little bit, yeah, it might get
yeah.
active.
You go West Philly 61st and mine. Yeah.
We're like,
Over that area.
got a live one.
Oh yeah, we got a new. Oh, we got somebody new. Somebody will try you. Like, hey, just take it. Just take it. Go home.
That's funny. But yeah, man, let's get into our picks for the week.
Oh yeah, let's go with it.
Let's start it off, I guess. So yeah, so I took the Lions Thursday night. That was a no-brainer. Took the Jaguars. Obviously, they beat the Falcons earlier today, 23-7. I took the Ravens over the Browns. Taking the Bengals over the Titans, even though that's gonna be a bumble. Another bumble, Denver Broncos versus Chicago. I think they find a way to win their first game today, Chicago Bears. Um, I know that was yeah. This one, that one, if I win that one, I might have you win the picking for this week.
Somebody must have robbed the arena again. They must have stole
Oh,
the offensive coordinator this week.
oh
Or if
my!
not, they stole or that or they gave back Justin Fields his confidence. One of the two.
I got faith in my former Buckeye quarterback. I'm taking the Colts over the Rams. Miami over the Buffalo. That's gonna be a shootout. Can't wait to watch that game. Uh, that should have been a 4 o'clock game if we're being totally honest.
Man,
Uh,
that should have been a night
or
game.
Sunday night, yeah, Sunday night or 4:25, but it definitely should not have been no 1 o'clock
Listen,
game. They
nobody.
fumbled the bag.
All love. I do not know Taylor Swift. I don't listen to her music. I get it. She is an icon, but there's no way that should take precedent over actual football.
Yeah, they should. Since I like later in the season they switched the game. They should have switched this one after the Aaron Rodgers injury. I think they was obviously that would have been a good one with him healthy, but now it's like nobody's watching that.
Yeah.
Vikings over the Panthers. Kirk Cousins got to get his W today, man. Texans over the Steelers. Yes, I am not sold on Kenny Pickett. Uh, you heard it here first. But if you guys want to have a crazy money line come up today, put it on them Houston Texans. Uh,
As you know, I
Saints.
can't bet, but say what you want.
Saints over the Buccaneers, no brainer. Um, Eagles over the Commanders. I'm taking the Chargers over the Raiders, and I had that before the Jimmy Garoppolo sitting out. Now I know for sure they're winning that game. 49ers over the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs been playing well these past few weeks, especially against my Cowboys because we're just finding a way to choke. But I think he meets his match today with San Fran defense. They are going to give him nightmares. Taking the Cowboys over the Patriots. We always had their number, although we're down Trayvon Diggs. I think we still come out this if Dakota shows up today.
You said
I'm
you
sorry, if
always
Dak
had that
shows up
number.
today. Huh?
The only reason you said the Cowboys already had the Patriots number.
Yeah.
Last time I remember, Tom Brady still owned y'all.
Oh my goodness, stop it. We'll beat them overtime. Was it all right? I'm taking the Chiefs over the Jets. That was a no-brainer, and I'm taking the Seahawks over the almost said Knicks, New York Giants Monday night. Who you got?
All right. So, as you know, the earlier game was that Jaguars and Falcons. I did have the Jags winning that. I just don't think the Falcons are like really there yet. Dolphins and Bills. Ooh, this is a toss-up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I'm gonna ride that Dolphin trade, but I'm something about the Bills defense and Josh Allen in big games,
Mhm.
like it makes me skeptical, but I'll go the Dolphins. Broncos and Bears technically is the Caleb Williams Bowl. As you know, the Broncos GM was at the Colorado game yesterday, trying to scout out both Shadur and Caleb. So I'm gonna go with I think the Broncos will win. I think Sean Payton's just a better coach, but he need to be quiet and stop talking about other players and coaches and just worry about his own. Ravens over the Browns for sure. No Deshaun Watson. Well, Deshaun's probably having fun off the field somewhere. I don't know what he's doing, but he's probably gonna have fun off the field. Steelers versus the Texans. I'm a I gotta go Steelers. Like, don't get me wrong, love the Texans, but just no offensive line against that front seven against the Steelers. I think it's gonna be a long day for Stroud. It's just gonna be a long day. Vikings and Panthers. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Panthers so Adam Thielen can get his get back. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Adam Thielen get his get back. He gonna put up some yards and be like, "Yo, y'all should have kept me too."
Yo, I'm glad you said that because I forgot to set my daily fantasy lineup, but he's definitely going in it today.
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting my get back. Y'all should have kept me too." Jefferson and Thielen, and then you still could have had Addison in the slot. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, that was
domination and TJ Hawkins domination.
crazy work. I'm glad you said that though, because I got to set my roster. Go ahead though.
Um, Rams versus the Colts. I'm going Rams this game, even though I highly don't want to go against the Rams, and I highly want to pick the Colts just because it's the Rams. And my philosophy: you leave St. Louis, yeah, we ain't with that. So, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think their passing is gonna be too much for them. As long as Stafford don't throw untimely pick at the end of the game,
He's good for that.
Rams. Yeah, he's like Jimmy G. Both of them are good for a pick at the end of the game for some reason. Saints Buccaneers. I think Derek Carr is playing. I think he is, but I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers because of that defense. Like Baker's been looking good. If they get back to running the ball like they're supposed to, and just utilize the short passing route to ease the Saints defense kind of in, so they can take it off the top.
Mhm.
I think the Buccaneers will win that. Oh, I don't know, the no-name team versus the Eagles, the Commanders, the Washington football team. Who cares? Eagles all day winning that. We're just gonna say that right there. The enemy or not, Eagles.
Oh man,
Bengals for the versus the Titans. The Titans front seven need to get after Joe Burrow and make it uncomfortable. If he gonna play with that hurt calf, they need to get after him. Hey, it's on him. Okay, so but I got the Bengals winning that game. I think Jamar Chase is going to catch those short routes like he was doing last week and do his thing. Raiders and Chargers. Boy, this game sucks in itself. Chargers should win that. No Jimmy G, or I don't know. I don't know how this other quarterback. Last time I seen a backup quarterback go in for Jimmy G, they threw like 6 picks. So it might be ugly today. Hey, if you got the Chargers defense, I recommend somebody pick up the Chargers defense. Just in case. You might want to pick up the Chargers defense.
he might be right.
Patriots and Cowboys. You know what? I'm gonna go with y'all. And it hurts me to say this, but I don't like the Patriots more. But I think y'all should win this game unless y'all do typical Cowboys things. Y'all should win this game.
Man, just hate us for no reason, man. What do we do to y'all?
Hey man, it's mostly y'all fans and
That's because they do
and
got him.
what Jerry Jones did to what's his name? What's the quarterback with Hutchinson and Carter? Yeah, what Jerry Jones did to Carter. Didn't like that.
Yeah.
49ers versus the Cardinals. I got 49ers. They should win this with ease unless Dobbs is really him. I doubt it. I mean, they didn't even have his jersey in the store. So, we're just gonna go with the 49ers. Chiefs and Jets. We know what's going on here. I don't know why Robert Saleh was so faithful with Zach Wilson. That's how you get fired. I'm sorry, that's just how you get fired. Zach Wilson needs to sit on the bench and learn. It just sucks that Aaron Rodgers is not there where he could have learned that and got better over through
Hey.
practice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I'm the Jets, I might just sign Colin Kaepernick and just say forget it. I might just take the chance. Just sign him. Like I know he's been out of football for so long, but sign the man. Sign the man and just see what happens. It can't be worse than what y'all are at now. Can't be any worse.
That defense getting tired, man. Somebody gonna start asking for trades or ask for Saleh. They get
Oh,
tired.
they going trades. They might have a sit. They might be like, "Hey, we're not going out to the field. Let them score. Let them score." You know what I mean? Because our offense can't score anyway. That Lions and Packers game, yeah, as we know, the Lions won. Shout out to Montgomery. He did his thing. I wish they would give the ball to Gibbs.
Free game,
Seahawks and Giants. This is a bad I'm sorry. This is a bad Monday night game. I'm gonna be honest. Danny Dimes versus the Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks win that. Gino, he gonna get the dub. Not a firm believer unless Danny Dimes is throwing the ball to Darren Waller into the end zone. Then they should win, but Seahawks should win that hands down. But let's go back to this Jets and Chiefs for real. Like, good Lord, man. Your players are telling you to sit this kid down. You gotta listen at some point.
Facts. Yeah, because it's like as a coach, you gotta listen to your players. You can't all just do everything for yourself. So it's like once your team is like at the point like, hey, this guy gotta go. You gotta make an executive decision as a coach, especially if you want to be a good coach.
Even as
not
a
to be a
GM,
pushover, but it's like to keep the morale high in the locker room, you got to start making moves, like saying like, all right, this is clearly not working.
even as a GM, you got to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
As a GM, like I get it, you picked him, but you can't be so prideful in the person you pick and let it cost you your job. Like,
Yeah,
it's a game. It's
right.
sports. Like people got to understand that, you got to make those choices, and it's hard choices. You don't want to make those choices, but you got to look at, hey, it's just like this. I forgot the ethic code is. It's like you could say one person and everybody and the majority of the people die, or you could say the majority of people and that one person died. Like not to. I know it's kind of dark, but you got to think of like the majority. It is kind of dark to say it that way, but you got to think of the majority of the team, and that's what's important in any team sport. The majority of the team. If they feel like they are not winning with this guy, hey, you got to do what you got to do. It sucks. No matter what personal ties you might have or anything, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, major key. It's just this wise thing that people think, but some of these coaches must be in their own head. So
And and Saleh's a defensive coach too. So he should be listening to his defensive players. Like, sheesh. Like, just sit Zach on the bench. He's not ready. And then make a trade. Like, honestly, tell you, I'm trying to make a trade for Cooper Rush or Andy Dalton. Somebody. Let me trade one of them.
you got to send us something good to get Cooper Rush over here, baby. 5-1 as a starter.
Hey, man. Let me get Cooper Rush, Andy Dalton, or let me just take Colin Kaepernick off the bench. All right. Like, that's just how it is, man. That's how we're going to look at it.
Shit is ridiculous. But yeah, man, you want to add anything else?
Nah, man. I think it's going to be a great Sunday for football. Hopefully the Eagles win. Any given Sunday, any team can. I know I talk all that trash about Washington and everything, but like I said, any given Sunday, stuff happens.
Yeah, you're right. Texas winning today, baby. Remember I said it.
All right, man. Hey, I hope they do win for the city. You know me, I hope they win for the city of Houston. I ain't gonna be tripping off that. I just don't like that front seven against that offensive line. Man, I just hope I just hope they block good enough so TJ Watt don't have like 6 sacks, because you know JJ Watt in the building. And JJ, I hope you are rooting for us. But I understand that's your brother. Do what you got to do. Family first.
Sure. Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on today.
No problem. Next week I won't be able to come on. We got this event called Open Practice. It's great. It's a free event for the kids, families around Houston to kind of learn what, as some people might know, what the Houston Rockets are doing. It's a great event. If people in Houston are listening, y'all should come out and enjoy the event. It's a great way to get to know the team and everything that we're trying to do for y'all inside the stadium and out and also in the community.
Yeah, please, Houston, please take Daryl Morey back. We don't want him here in Philly.
I can't say nothing about that. We're good where we are. We're good where we are. I can't say nothing about that. We are good.
My fault. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming on.
All right.
All right, bro.
See you, cuz.
See you, cuz.